Welcome back to My Hero Academia anime review, episode number. Am I get the right number here? Well, I am reviewing the first episode of the final season of the show. Yep, the 8th and final season. Yeah, everyone knew the season was going to happen due to the fact there's not a lot of manga left to go. When I think a lot of people heard about this season, like, yeah, what a smart idea. Do one more season. Well, given the fact the last season was shorter than usual, yes, for seasons 2 through 6, it was like 26 episodes, while this last season before this one was 21. Kind of interesting to say the least. And my thing is not cooperating with me for some reason. Not sure why. It just is not cooperating. And okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Here we go. 437. Excuse me, 237. Yes, 237. Yeah. Took a bit to come up. My computer briefly froze, but it's perfectly fine now. Yep. So, our first episode of the season is known as, if I can get the thing here, it is Toshinori Yagi Rising / Origin. This episode covers the first page of chapter 377, which is just a hand surrounded by sakura trees. Basically, it looks like, I'm looking at the hand, it looks like it could be All Might's hand or it could be Deku's hand. It's not very clear exactly whose hand it is. And then pretty much after this we have like a recap of the events of the previous season, where you have All Might, basically you have All for One racing to the coffin in the sky, about to face off against All Might, of course. There's also Deku having a standoff with Shigaraki. Not much about Dabe getting no clue, but he was free anyways. And I do appreciate the fact there are many people that this stuff happening from the previous season, because it's been like over a year since the last season aired. And it's just by sheer coincidence that this first episode just happened to come out 1 year after the previous season started. Interesting. Similar with Rama Half, which I'll do that next, by the way. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm also going to be viewing the basically a bonus for this one. I'll get to that later. So, basically, after all that recap, we begin the fight between All Might and All for One, their rematch from season 3 of the show. Yes, except this time, All Might doesn't have a quirk, and All for One basically is young. And All Might is basically throwing every single quirk in the book that's been shown throughout the show. Great, basically, have the first episode we have mentioned about Froppy, Momo, not much of Shudo, surprisingly, like Tentacle, like basically all the regular Class 1A students. Heck, there's even mention of basically Grape. That was the one who's a pervert. All these moves, and this fight takes a lot of this episode. I do mean a lot of it. And then the main part of the episode ends with All Might getting help from an unexpected source, Stain the Hero Killer. Which, of course, anybody who watched Vigilantes just saw his origin story shown in that show. And while this is going on, several heroes stay behind and take on basically some of the villains. One is a plant villain, and they're sucking all the energy, and of course Fat Gum gets thin, so Twinkle basically is about to make a move, and then here comes Invisible Girl being reflected off him to beat the villain, and we actually see kind of what she looks like, and well, yeah, of course anybody read the manga knew what she looked like here. Now, in case you're curious, though, yes, this woman is completely naked, but do we see any full frontal nudity? Not really. It's very censored. So, and of course, her identity, and well, ask to do that again with the light thing to burn all the rest of these plants. And that's pretty much episode in a nutshell. Of course, basically, she's embarrassed by the fact that the guy who takes Twinkle's one who's the traitor. Basically, his belt gets taken away, which in the flashback, his parents get it to him, which shows very rarely. Here, it shows without it. But overall, great episode. Great episode to start off this final season of the show. Yep. But we're not done just yet. I picked this up today. This is the final volume of My Hero Academia, released 4 days early. Yes, I got this. Of course, this is a Barnes & exclusive edition. Of course, this does contain the bonus chapter. Well, technically, 430 was the last chapter released, officially, and then, a couple months later, they released this bonus chapter, 431, which actually kind of acts like the final chapter. There is also a bonus one-shot published in a fan book, which is not released just yet. That released in Japan this past May, so it could be next year, possibly. So, yeah, so I mentioned about 431, that's in the next chapter. It will bring focus down to earth, liberated characters. Great. And the chapter is called More. We started off with Ochaku on a dreamscape. Yes, it would be dreamscape where she was like, where are we? Got bad guys documents. And then she sees Himiko Toga, who, and watch the anime, the character is dead. She died at the end of the season. It's like, hey, Ochaku. And she wakes up and she's in her office. And oh, and by the way, it's revealed she's been ranked one of the heroes. She is ranked number 24. And then we see Lemillion, Nezuko-chan, and Sun Eater. I think Lemillion, he was ranked number 1, if I remember correctly. I think he's the number 1 hero. I think that, yeah, so basically, yeah, he's number 1, Nezuko-chan is number 7, and Sun Eater is ranked number 18. So yeah, basically you can kind of think of this as the chapter we find out what everyone's rank is. I mean, the Lemillion one, yeah, people kind of found out from the actual published final chapter. This is a book, of course, the bonus one released for this book here. And of course, seeing everybody again, we do see Froppy. She does play a small role in this chapter, which is always great to see her. That's the first appearance in the chapter there. Files for the kids. Now, Froppy, they don't list, in case you're curious, do they list other characters? Yes, so they kind of reveal a little bit, basically, focus all on Chaku. All about kids, per se, and then we see, Hawks apparently is the, part of the public safety committee, and it was Pat Pepper's Lemillion, of course, and it's all about some kids who just play with him, of course. And Froppy is ranked number 34. Yes, my favorite female character of the series is ranked number 34. I wonder how Monica Riel feels about that. Yep. So, and then she see her out of costume. Very rare occurrence to see her in this look for her in her civilian getup. Yeah, it's very rare you see that. Usually your school uniform or basically your superhero attire. And around the rebuilt cell, of course, is set several years after the series wrapped up. So, Dreamer Himiko again. One for all. And then we see Bakudo giving Deku and Red Riot a lift in his car. And the joke is that Deku is being absorbed into his seat. It's basically about a big reunion. Of course, mentioned about Fat Gum, who's currently ranked number 11. Red Riot is number 12. Says basically that Bakudo has been ranked at debut at number 4, is quickly dropped to number 15. He probably is mad basically his rank dropped. We see also he's got damage to his arms too, probably from his various battles. So, and we see, look like Deku's got on his, looks like in his key ring, he's got basically an autographed card from All Might. and him basically saving a kid. Looked like he lost an arm, but he looked like he grew it back. And gotta be a teacher. Got some superheroics, and of course everybody basically arrives, and we reveal what basically everybody's rank is. Shudo is basically number 2. Charged by Kaminari, he's basically number 44. Basically the taping hero, Silifo, he's ranked number 36. And Jenny was 13. Tentacool is number 9. He's not masking anymore. Menta is 108. Earphone Jack is number 30. Pinky is number 28. Ayama, the voice, he's a psychic at Tentacle's agency. Naichi is unranked. Invisible Girl is number 39. We see all these people here. Sugarman is psychic at Wash agency. Tailman is basically ranked number 32. Tokiyama is ranked 17. Twinkling is now been released from prison and apparently is a psychic at Invisible Girl's agency. And we see the various pro heroes. So Best Genius, who was ranked prior to this at number 3, he's now currently number 5. Marco, I think, was in the top 10 originally. I think now she's like 24. And we see her with the artificial limbs because she lost pretty much all 4 of her limbs during the last arc of the series. She's currently ranked number 6. The Wood Hero is supposed to be Aaron Desmond. He's currently number 4. Mount Lady with his brand spanking new outfit she's got here. Ranked number 6. Actually, she's number 3. Laundry Hero, Wash, is ranked number 18. Number 8. So Riku is she's the Dragon Hero. She's the one voiced by, I think, Caitlin Barr in the anime. Rank 40. Dezego, rank 42. President Mike is 45. Granny is number 20. Mudman 44. Fantasy number 10. Battle Fist 23. Real Steel. This is David Wade's character in the anime. Rank number 26. Literally 22. Comic Man number 33. Gale Force 16. Kami is a psychic at Sacred Cross Agency. And Sacred Cross rank 41. Basically, it's a reunion of like Class 1A, 1B, the Air School. And of course, everybody's remember their stuff they had of the series. Eat with chopsticks. Really good stuff here. And of course, everybody basically is having a good time, of course. We see that there's a joke that Kaminari and Earjack got their HCs next to each other. Like, you could imply these two are a couple. I mean, their voice actors want to see them as a couple. Well, I know Kat Phillips wants to see that. I didn't ever talk to her some more about that. But I'm sure she does see them as a potential couple. Who knows? And then Deku sees Ochaku. And he... Now, yeah. And then, of course, you have basically with the... And, of course, they all go out and basically fight bad guys again in full force. And, of course, they all go home. Cash emerges because Shudo's still rich. Yep, everyone goes home, of course. And then Ochaku just walks away with her bag. And she just thinks about it, it's like surviving the war. And then Deku chases out, "Who, you're here." And then we have Himiko pushing from the dreamscape. And I'm for all our friends. Push me, I love them all, but really. Found myself. Want to talk to you more with you, Trigger. To go forward to you, want more. Yep. And then we see Himiko in the dreamscape pushing Ochaku straight to Deku. And yeah, they kind of confirmed in a way they kind of confirmed the family to each other. Of course, Deku, it was hinted at the start of the series, and then they kind of pushed that to a side for a while. Then it was really Ochaku's got a thing for him too. And now they kind of confirmed, yes. After they basically graduated. I think they're both about 20-ish, but it's perfectly fine. They're sensible adults. But for the bonus chapter, I give it a 10 out of 10. I enjoyed this one because it was nice catch up with all their characters. No, All Might this chapter. Nope, he was in the previous chapter. They came out last year, mind you. Do I think this final chapter will be adapted for the anime? I think so. There's nothing that says it can't be, per se. Nope. Oh, as of basically because this was a bonus chapter, so yeah. Also, getting this now, I now own all 42 volumes of My Hero Academia. I'm sure people basically have accomplished that goal. I just accomplished this goal just today. Well, I have every single volume been released. I knew this was going to be the last one. So, this is a goal of mine I had 7 years ago to first buy all the manga because I really love the series. And I eventually did. First, I checked out from the library, and then eventually I did end up purchasing it. And now I own all 42 volumes on my shelf. I took a picture of this just today of... Let me show it off here, because I just took this picture today. And... No... There it is. All 40... Yeah, it's kind of chopped out here. But I was basically just keep the manga, but that's all 42 volumes of the entire My Hero Academia manga that I now own. Yep. Yeah, I am very pleased. The fact that I now own the whole manga, and, well, who knows what's going to happen next. But as for what I review next, Roma Half, that's next, okay? So, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. I will see you next video. Bye.